Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Skeletons, and I hope you all are doing fine. Today we are going to solve this problem, array subset of another array. In this problem, first of all, let's understand what is given in this problem. We are given two arrays, A1 and A2, and we need to determine whether A2 is a subset of A1. So first of all, let's understand what is actually a subset. Okay, so first of all, what is a set? Well, set, suppose there is a set S, then this set will contain only distinct elements. Okay, it either contain no element, which is called an empty set, or it will contain distinct element. So 1 2 3, this is a valid set, whereas 1 1 2, this is an invalid set, because in set elements must be distinct. Okay, this is the first thing. Now the second thing is about the subset. Suppose there is a set S1 and it contains the element 1 2, okay, and there is a set S2 which contains the element 1. Now if we look at these two sets, we find that the element of S2 1 is also present in S1 here. So since all the elements of S2, which in this case there is just one element, all the elements of S2 are present in S1, therefore S2 is a subset of S1. Well, this symbol is this symbol is for subset. When we write A, B, that means A is a subset of B. Well, this circle doesn't count in the symbol, that is for representation purpose only. So A is a subset of B, and what that means is all the elements of A are present in B. Okay, now let me give you some examples so that you understand about subset very well. I know many of you may know what actually is a subset, what is a set, what is a proper set, and all those concepts, but still I am telling you because this is needed for this question and maybe some students don't know, so it's important. Okay, so suppose there are two sets S1 and S2, and S1 contains 1 2 3, okay, and S2 contains 1 2 3, then S2 is a subset of S1. Why? Because all the elements of S2 1 2 3 are also present in S1. Now let me tell you that order doesn't matter here. Okay. Okay, suppose it was like this, 2 3 and 1, then also S2 is a subset of S1. Now let's take yet another example. Suppose S1 has the same element 1 2 3, and S2 has the element 1 5 6. Now S2 is not a subset of S1 because there are elements like 5 and 6 which are not present in S1. Therefore S2 is not a subset of S1. Okay, now let me tell you something important here, that for S2 to be subset of S1, all the elements of S2 must be in S1, but S1 may have some other elements also. Like suppose S1 have elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to 10, okay, and S2 have element 1 and 2. Now S2 is a subset of S1, of course, because all the elements of S2 are present in S1, that is 1 present here and this 2 present here. We don't care about the other elements of S1, whether S1 have 100 elements or S1 have 1000 elements, we don't care. The only thing that we need to say that S2 is a subset of S1 is all the elements of S2 must be present in S1. That's it. Now let's move back to our problem. I think one more thing I want to tell you, which is important, which is very important. Okay, suppose I say, when I told you the definition of subset, I told you that all the elements of S2, if all the elements of S2 are present in S1, then S2 is a subset of S1. Suppose I tell you that S1 have element 1, 2, 3 and no, I don't want to tell you the elements actually, I just want to tell you the number of elements. Suppose the number of element in S1 is 5, okay, and the number of element in S2 is 7. Whether S2 is a subset of S1? Well, let me tell you something. According to the definition of subset, S2, all the elements of S2 must be in S1, okay, and when all the elements of S2, if all the elements of S2 are in S1, then the length of S1, the minimum length of S1 should be 7, okay. This is a fact. This is a fact that if S1 contains all the elements of S2, then the minimum length of S1 should be the length of S2. But here the length of S2 is 7 and the length of S1 is 5. Suppose S2 contains the element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and S1 contains just 5 elements. So we don't even need to look at the element of S1 because S1 contains just 5 elements, and for S2 to be a subset of S1, all these elements must be in S1, and when all these elements will be in S1, then the size of S1 will automatically be 7, but its size is 5. So this is a very important conclusion, okay. This is very important, and we are going to use this in our problem. Now let's move back to our problem. So this is our problem, and the first example. Now there is one more thing that I want to tell you. We are given arrays, we are not given sets, okay. We are given arrays, we are not given set. So our test case might be like this: a1 is equal to 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, okay, and a2 is equal to 1, 2, okay. Now a2 is a subset of a1. Yes, a2 is a subset of a1 because this 1 is present in this a1, this 2 is also present in this a1, and that's what we wanted. It doesn't matter how many times that 1 is present in a1, we only want at least for each element of a2 there should be one element in a1, okay. There should be one similar element in a1. Now, so you understood this thing. Now one more thing, suppose we have a2 is given 1, 1, 2, 2 and a1 is given 1, 2, then a2 is again is a subset of a1. Yes, it is a subset of a1 because this one is here and this one is also here, okay. When we talk about sets, we don't count the duplicacy, okay. So this array is actually 1 and 2 for us, okay, when we talk about set, when we talk about subset, and it doesn't matter how many times an element appears in an array, we just want that element to appear just once in a1, and if that element appears just once in a1, then we can say that it is a subset, okay. Now let's move to this example. So here we have this example, very simple example here. A1 and A2 is given, this 5 is here, this 9 is here, and this 4 is here. So all the elements of A2 are present in A1, so A2 is a subset of A1. We return yes for this test case, okay. Now let's move to the code. I think there's enough explanation. I think I explained a lot for this kind of question. So this is the code, okay. Let's have a look at this code, what we are doing here, okay. So first thing first, this if statement. We use this if statement at the beginning of our algorithm. Now what we are doing here, we are comparing two values n and m. Now what are n and m? N is actually the size, n is actually the size of a1, and m is actually the size of a2. Now we want to check whether a2 is a subset of a1, and for a2 to be subset of a1, all the elements of a2 must be present in a1, and when all the elements of a2 are present in a1, then the minimum size of a1 must be m. The minimum size of a1 must be m. and that's what we are checking here. If the size of A1 is less than m, then it is impossible for A2 to be a subset of A1, and we simply return no. We simply return no. There's no need to think twice. We simply return no. So this is something that we do, and it makes our work very easy. Now here we are declaring set, and this set declaration I am doing in C++ STL. Now let me tell you something. Now we are done with this. Now let's look here. What we are doing? We are doing nothing. We are just iterating over the A1 array. Let me take one example here, 1 2 3 4 and A2 1 2. We are iterating over A1, and we are storing all the elements of A1 in our set. We are storing all the elements of A1 in our set. Okay, why we are doing this, I will explain you. We are storing all the elements of A1 in a set S, and we are using this function, insert function, in C++. And here what we are doing, okay, so now it's time for explanation. This is our set S, and we insert all the elements of A1 here. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, now we want to check whether A2 is a subset of A1. So what we will do, we will iterate over the elements of A2. We will iterate over the elements of A2. We take each element, and for each element we will find that element in this set. And if for any element we couldn't find that element, then we will simply return no, because for A2 to be subset of A1, all the elements of A2 must be present in A1. And if there is even a single element of A2 which is not present in this set, which is actually this A1, and we took only distinct element which is actually this A1, then it is a not a subset. Okay, now let's understand the code. So here what we are doing, we are iterating over, m is the number of elements of A2, so we are iterating over A2, and we are using this function, find function of sets. Okay, s.find. Now when we say s.find anything like x, this is a variable which is storing some value. So this function, we are calling this function on the set S, and we are passing this argument x. So what we are doing here, we are searching this x in this S. Okay, we are searching this x in this S, and if that element is present, if that element is present in that set S, then it will simply return it. Okay, and if that element is not present in that S, then it will simply return the end of the set, that is s.end. And if it returns s.end, that probably means that element is not present. And since we are iterating over all the elements of A2, and if we ever get s.end, that probably means that element is not present, and we return no. We return no. Why? Because we found an element in A2 which is not present in A1, which we don't want, because if that's true, then it's not a subset. So we simply return no. Okay, now suppose for all the elements this if statement does not run. Okay, that probably means that all the elements are present in S1, so we simply move out of this loop and we return yes. This return statement will run only if we move out of this loop successfully. Okay, because as soon as the return statement comes, we move out of the function or program that we are in currently. So this is how the code is. I hope you understood it. It's important. We are using set here because we want to use this find function. Okay, so why we are using set? The core purpose of set is that we want to use this find method. Okay, and the next thing is that we want only distinct elements. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's see if we meet again with yet another video. Bye bye. Take care also. This is very hard time now, and it's better if we stay at home. Thank you. Goodbye.